In a vast chamber filled with strange lights and swirling colors, the Galactic Council met. Representatives from many alien races gathered around a massive round table. The air was filled with chatter and the smell of exotic foods. This was a place of power, where decisions shaped the fate of the galaxy. The leader of the council, a tall, green-skinned alien with large eyes, banged a gavel made of shimmering crystals. "Order! We have much to discuss today," he called out, his voice booming across the room. The chatter faded, and all eyes turned to him. Today's topic was humans. A delegate from the Zorath race with sharp teeth and bright blue skin stood up. "Humans think they can enter our space. They have sent a few tiny ships claiming to explore the stars. It is laughable." He looked around the room, and his words made the others chuckle. Another delegate, a short, fluffy creature with 6 legs, added, "Yes! Their fleet is so small. How can they challenge us with such little power?" More laughter filled the room, echoing off the walls. A more cautious member of the council, a wise-looking alien with silver fur and gentle eyes, raised his hand. "I urge you to be careful. Humans are unpredictable. They have done amazing things with their small fleet." His voice was calm but serious. The others scoffed at his warning. The green-skinned leader shook his head. "You worry too much, my friend. Look at our ships. We have the largest and most advanced fleet in the galaxy. A few tiny human ships will be no threat to us." As the discussion continued, the laughter grew louder. The delegates shared stories of human failures and mistakes. They talked about how humans once fought among themselves and how their technology was primitive compared to the council's. Each joke and mockery made them feel stronger, and they believed they were invincible. Meanwhile, in a small human ship orbiting a distant planet, Captain Sarah Thompson listened to the council's meeting through her ship's advanced technology. She could hear every laugh, every joke at her kind's expense. Sarah clenched her fists, feeling a mix of anger and determination. "They think we are weak," she said to her crew, who sat in silence, listening closely. "Should we do something?" asked her first officer, a young man with bright eyes. "We can't let them mock us like this." Sarah shook her head. "Not yet. They underestimate us, and that gives us an advantage. Let them laugh. We will show them what we are capable of when the time is right." Back in the council chamber, the discussions turned more serious as the leader proposed a plan. "Let's send a fleet to meet these humans. We will show them our strength and teach them a lesson. This will be a great demonstration of our power." Cheers erupted around the table. "Yes! Let's crush their tiny fleet!" shouted the Zorath delegate, his sharp teeth glistening as he spoke. The wise alien tried to speak again. "Wait! We should think carefully. Humans have a knack for surprising their enemies. This could lead to conflict." But his voice was lost in the excitement. The council members were too caught up in their laughter and plans. They believed their victory was guaranteed. They made jokes about human technology and how easy it would be to defeat them. As the meeting came to an end, the council agreed to send a powerful fleet to Earth. They believed this would be a quick mission. With a final bang of the gavel, the green-skinned leader declared, "We will teach these humans a lesson they will never forget." As the delegates left the chamber, they continued to laugh and joke about the tiny fleet. Little did they know their overconfidence would lead to unexpected consequences. On the human ship, Captain Sarah smiled slightly. "Let them come," she said softly. "They will see what humans can do. We are more than they think." With that, the stage was set for a confrontation that would change the galaxy forever. The council's laughter echoed in the distance, unaware that it would soon turn to shock. The Galactic Council was buzzing with excitement. After their loud meeting, they felt invincible. Plans were made to send a fleet to Earth, believing they would easily crush the humans and prove their power. The Council's pride filled the room like thick smoke, and the laughter from before still echoed in their minds. Meanwhile, on the human ship, Captain Sarah Thompson was deep in thought. She knew the Council planned to come to Earth. Their arrogance worried her, but she also saw an opportunity. "We cannot let them think they can bully us," she said to her crew who gathered around her. "We need to show them we are strong, but we must be smart about it." Her first officer, Jake, nodded eagerly. "What do you have in mind, Captain?" he asked, ready for action. "We need to challenge them. If they think we are weak, we must surprise them." "Let's send a message to the Council," Sarah said, her eyes shining with determination. With that, Sarah and her crew began to craft a bold challenge. They worked quickly, preparing a message that would show their courage and strength. "We are ready to meet you," the message read. "We accept your challenge, but do not underestimate us. We will fight with everything we have." As the human ship sent the message into space, the Council was still celebrating their plans. They had no idea that the humans were preparing to stand up to them. When the message reached the Council, the atmosphere changed instantly. "What is this?" the green-skinned leader shouted, reading the message aloud. The laughter faded, replaced by confusion. "They dare to challenge us? This is ridiculous!" The Zorath delegate sneered. "They think one small ship can fight our entire fleet. How foolish!" But the wise alien with silver fur spoke up again. "We should take this seriously. Humans can be unpredictable. They might have a trick up their sleeves." The leader brushed off the warning. "Nonsense! We will teach them a lesson they will never forget. Prepare our ships. We will meet them in space and show them their place." As the Council prepared their fleet, Sarah and her crew were also getting ready. They knew they would face a powerful enemy, but they felt ready. The tiny human ship, the Starfire, was not much compared to the massive alien vessels, but it was equipped with advanced technology, including stealth systems and powerful weapons designed for quick strikes. "Are we sure about this, Captain?" Jake asked, glancing at the controls. "We're outnumbered." Sarah nodded, a determined look on her face. "I believe in our abilities. We have trained hard and we have the element of surprise. We will use our speed and strategy to our advantage." As the Starfire launched from Earth, the crew felt a mix of excitement and nerves. They were about to confront the very beings who had laughed at them. Sarah took a deep breath, focusing on the mission ahead. "Remember, we fight for our home. We show them that humans are not to be underestimated." Meanwhile, the alien fleet was moving towards the meeting point. Their ships, large and imposing, filled the void of space with their sheer size. The Council members watched from their command ship, confident and ready for victory. As they approached the coordinates sent by the humans, the leader smiled. "Look at their tiny ship. It's almost cute," he said mockingly. "They really think they stand a chance." However, as the alien ships surrounded the area, something unexpected happened. The Starfire vanished from their sensors. The Council members exchanged confused glances, their laughter replaced by concern. "Where is it?" one delegate shouted, his voice filled with worry. "It should be right here!" Just then, Sarah's voice came over the comms, clear and strong. "You've underestimated us for too long. We are ready, and we will fight for our home." With that, the Starfire suddenly appeared, launching into action with incredible speed. The battle was about to begin, and the Council's laughter was about to turn into shock and disbelief. As the alien ships prepared for battle, they realized that this would not be the easy victory they had expected. The tiny human fleet was ready to show them that humans were indeed a force to be reckoned with. The silence in space was deafening as the Starfire stood ready, facing the enormous alien fleet. The Council's ships, massive and intimidating, loomed all around, their dark hulls reflecting the distant stars. Captain Sarah Thompson tightened her grip on the controls, feeling a mix of excitement and anxiety. She knew they were outnumbered, but she was determined to show the Council that humans were not to be underestimated. "Prepare for battle stations," Sarah ordered, her voice steady and calm. Her crew sprang into action, checking systems and arming weapons. Each member felt the tension in the air, knowing that they were about to face an overwhelming force. "Captain, the alien ships are locking onto us," reported Jake, her first officer, with urgency in his voice. "They're preparing to fire," Sarah nodded. "All right, everyone! We need to stay fast and agile. Remember our training! We will outsmart them." As the alien ships opened fire, brilliant beams of energy shot through the darkness. Sarah swiftly maneuvered the Starfire, dodging the blasts with incredible speed. The ship danced through the space, twisting and turning as it avoided the incoming fire. "Look at them!" shouted one of the alien commanders, a hulking figure with many arms. "They think they can outrun us. We will crush them!" But as the blasts missed their target, the humans countered with a surprise of their own. Sarah ordered her weapons to fire back. "Return fire! Show them what we can do." The Starfire unleashed a barrage of missiles, each one aimed with precision. The missiles shot through the void, striking one of the smaller alien ships. The explosion lit up the darkness, sending shockwaves through the nearby vessels. "Direct hit!" Jake cheered, his eyes wide with excitement. "They didn't see that coming!" The alien fleet began to panic. The Council members, who had laughed just moments before, were now watching in disbelief. "How are they doing this?" one alien gasped. They are supposed to be weak. The silver-furred member who had warned the council earlier frowned, sensing that the battle was not going as planned. We underestimated their technology. They have tricks we did not expect. As more missiles found their mark, the alien ships began to regroup. They started firing in unison, trying to overwhelm the Starfire. But Sarah was quick. "Evasive maneuvers," she shouted. The ship zipped to the left and then to the right, narrowly avoiding a barrage of laser fire. With every dodge, Sarah felt the adrenaline pumping through her veins. She focused on the task ahead, pushing the Starfire to its limits. "Keep firing, Jake! We need to keep them off balance!" Their small ship danced among the larger vessels, using its speed and agility to create confusion. Sarah's heart raced as she watched the alien ships struggle to target them. The council members were now shouting orders, their earlier laughter replaced by panic and frustration. "Deploy the smaller attack ships," the green-skinned leader commanded. "We need to surround them!" As the smaller alien ships launched from the larger vessels, Sarah knew they had to act fast. "Jake, can we split our fire?" she asked, her mind racing. "Absolutely. I'll target the smaller ships while you take out the bigger ones," he replied, his fingers flying over the controls. The Starfire engaged in a fierce battle, targeting both the larger alien ships and the newly launched smaller ones. With every successful shot, the tide began to shift. The crew felt a surge of hope as they saw the enemy numbers dwindle. "Captain, we are making progress," Jake shouted, excitement filling his voice. "We might actually win this!" But just as they felt a moment of triumph, a massive alien ship fired a powerful beam directly at them. Sarah gasped, "Brace for impact!" The Starfire shook violently as the beam hit, causing alarms to blare throughout the ship. The crew struggled to keep their balance, and for a moment it seemed like they might be defeated. "Status report!" Sarah yelled, trying to regain control. "Shields are holding, but we've taken some damage," Jake replied, urgency in his tone. "We need to regroup and find a way to counterattack." Sarah's mind raced. They had come too far to back down now. With fierce determination, she replied, "We're not giving up. Let's push forward and show them what humanity is made of." With that, the Starfire pressed on, ready to turn the tide of the battle once and for all. The unexpected fight had just begun, and both sides knew that nothing would ever be the same. The battle in space raged on, and the Starfire shook with each impact. Captain Sarah Thompson steadied herself, refusing to let fear take hold. She could feel the weight of her crew's hopes on her shoulders. They had already fought hard, but now it was time to show the council just what humans were capable of. "Captain, we're taking heavy fire," Jake shouted, eyes glued to the control panel. "Shields are weakening. Focus on that big ship," Sarah replied, her voice firm. "It's time to reveal our hidden weapon." Her crew looked at her, confused. "Hidden weapon?" Jake asked, but Sarah didn't have time to explain. Instead, she hit a button on her console. The Starfire whirred and hummed as it prepared to deploy its most powerful technology, the pulse cannon. "Prepare the pulse cannon! Target the largest ship!" Sarah commanded. The crew worked quickly, their hands flying over the controls. The Starfire began to charge, and a low hum filled the cockpit. "What's the pulse cannon?" one crew member asked, glancing nervously at the control panel. "It's a secret technology we developed," Sarah explained, her heart racing. "It unleashes a massive burst of energy. If we can hit them just right, we can turn the tide of this battle." As the cannon charged, the alien fleet began to regroup, their confidence shaken but not broken. The council members were furious and worried. They had never expected the humans to fight back so fiercely. "Why aren't we destroying them?" the green-skinned leader shouted. "They should be easy prey. We need to focus on that small ship," one of the other commanders replied, frustration showing on his face. "If we don't take it out, we'll lose this battle." But it was too late. The Starfire was ready. "Pulse cannon charged!" Jake yelled, excitement and fear mingling in his voice. "Ready to fire on your command." "Now! Fire!" Sarah shouted, her voice cutting through the noise of battle. The Starfire lit up as the pulse cannon unleashed a brilliant wave of energy. The blast surged through space, lighting it up like a star. The crew watched in awe as the energy wave struck the largest alien ship, causing an explosion that shook the very fabric of space. The council members stared in shock as their flagship was torn apart. "What is happening?" the green-skinned leader screamed. "They're stronger than we thought." As chaos erupted in the alien fleet, Sarah seized the moment. Let's press the attack! They're vulnerable, she ordered. The crew cheered, their spirits lifted. They felt a new surge of confidence as they launched their counteroffensive. With renewed energy, the Starfire darted through the remaining alien ships. The crew worked as one, coordinating their strikes and dodging incoming fire. Each shot fired found its mark, and one by one, the alien ships began to fall. "Look at that!" Jake shouted, pointing at the screen. "We're winning!" But Sarah knew better than to let her guard down. "Stay focused, everyone. We still have to finish this!" As they continued to engage the enemy, Sarah noticed something strange. The remaining alien ships were hesitating, their formations breaking apart. "They're scared," she said, a mix of disbelief and triumph filling her voice. "We've turned the tide." The crew exchanged glances, realizing the truth. They were fighting not just for survival, but for their dignity. The Council's arrogance had blinded them, and now the humans were showing their true power. With each passing moment, the battle shifted further in favor of the Starfire. The Council's confidence crumbled as they realized that the humans were not the weaklings they had believed them to be. "Retreat!" the green-skinned leader shouted, panic overtaking him. "We must regroup." But it was too late. The Starfire and its crew surged forward, ready to finish what they had started. With each strike, they demonstrated their courage, strength, and determination to defend their home. As the last of the alien ships began to flee, Sarah felt a sense of accomplishment wash over her. "We did it!" she shouted, and her crew erupted in cheers. They had faced overwhelming odds and emerged victorious. The Council's laughter had turned to fear, and they would never underestimate humanity again. The battle had revealed the true power of humans, and the Starfire had proven that even the smallest of fleets could change the course of history. As the crew celebrated their victory, Sarah knew that this was just the beginning. The fight for Earth had only just begun, and they were ready for whatever came next. As the dust settled from the fierce battle, the Starfire floated in the vastness of space, a symbol of humanity's strength and courage. Captain Sarah Thompson stood at the command console, her heart swelling with pride. They had faced the Council's might and emerged victorious. The cheers of her crew filled the cockpit, a chorus of triumph echoing through the ship. "Captain, the alien ships are retreating!" Jake announced, his face glowing with excitement. "We did it!" Sarah couldn't help but smile. "Yes, we did! But let's stay alert. We need to make sure they don't come back." The crew quickly turned their attention to their monitors, tracking the fleeing alien ships. The once confident Council members were now in disarray, scrambling to regroup and escape. They had underestimated humanity, and now they were paying the price. "Let's send a message back to Earth," Sarah ordered. "The people need to know what we've accomplished." As the crew worked to transmit the news, Sarah reflected on everything they had been through. This battle was more than just a fight. It was a turning point for humanity. They had proven their strength, their resolve, and their ability to stand up against any threat. The transmission went through, and Sarah's voice filled the airwaves. "This is Captain Sarah Thompson of the Starfire. We faced the Council's fleet and won! We have shown them that humanity is not to be underestimated. This victory is for all of us on Earth." Cheers erupted from the crew, and Sarah felt a warmth in her heart. They were more than just a ship and a crew. They were a family, united by a common purpose. As the excitement calmed down, Jake spoke up. "Captain, what do you think the Council will do next?" Sarah frowned, knowing this victory would not end the conflict. "They will regroup and likely come back with a larger force. We need to be prepared for that. But we have the element of surprise now. They will think twice before attacking us again." The crew nodded in agreement, and a sense of determination filled the air. They were ready to defend their home and protect their people. Just then, a holographic image of the green-skinned leader flickered onto the screen. His expression was one of anger and humiliation. "Humans," he spat. "You may have won this battle, but you have not won the war. We will return with an armada that you cannot defeat." Sarah stood tall, her confidence unwavering. "We will be ready. You underestimated us once, and you will not do so again. Humanity stands united, and we will fight for our future." The alien leader scowled, but knew he was outmatched. "This is not over, humans. Mark my words." With that, the hologram vanished, leaving the crew with a sense of unease. They had won, but the threat was still looming. "Captain, what should we do now?" one of the crew members asked, their voice laced with uncertainty. Sarah took a deep breath, her mind racing. "We must strengthen our defenses and gather more allies. This victory is just the beginning." We need to prepare for what's next. In the following days, the crew of the Starfire worked tirelessly. They began making plans to build alliances with other species and gather intelligence on the Council's forces. News of their victory spread across the galaxy, inspiring hope and courage in other races who had suffered under the Council's rule. Sarah held meetings with her crew, discussing strategies and training sessions to enhance their skills. They practiced maneuvers, simulations, and even studied alien technologies. The crew felt a sense of purpose, knowing that their actions could shape the future of humanity. As weeks passed, the Starfire transformed. It became a beacon of hope for those who felt powerless. Other ships began to join their cause, drawn by the bravery of the humans. Together, they formed a coalition, united against the common threat of the Council. Finally, the day came when the coalition was ready to confront the Council. As they stood together, Sarah addressed her team and allies. "This is our moment. We have shown that humanity can fight back and that we will not be silenced. Today we stand as one against tyranny." Cheers erupted from the assembled crew and allies, their spirits lifted by her words. They were ready for whatever came next. With newfound confidence, they launched into the stars, prepared to face the Council and reclaim their future.